Good afternoon. My name is Andre Marcano, a doctorate candidate at California Intercontinental University. Class GRC 605, Business Research Methodology and Quantitative Statistics. Dr. Ming Yang, March the 21st, 2018. Agenda. The goal of this presentation is to apply the concepts from the unit's reading and lecture as to create a presentation demonstrating the ability to conduct a regression analysis and present your findings. First, regression test. To predict an individual's debt by knowing their income. Dependent variable debt, independent variable income. Second regression test. To predict an individual's savings by knowing their income. Dependent variable savings, independent variable income. Third regression test. To predict an individual's portfolio value by knowing their savings. Dependent variable stocks and independent variable savings. Then there'll be main takeaways, and thank you. The first regression test. Can we predict one's debt by knowing their income? The following regression was conducted. The null hypothesis states the regression coefficient beta is 0. The alternative hypothesis states the regression coefficient beta is non-zero. The dependent variable debt, the independent variable income. The rejection rule states to reject the null hypothesis when p is less than alpha, where alpha is 0.05. The confirmation rule, 0 is in the 95% confidence level. A simple linear regression was conducted to determine whether we can predict one's debt by knowing their income. No significant regression was found. Beta was equal to 0.05. The R squared was equal to negative 0.00, and the p-value was 0.535. Thus, the test failed to reject the null hypothesis. The tabulations and graphs is at the side. The second regression test. To predict one's savings by knowing their income. The following regression was conducted. The null hypothesis states the regression coefficient beta is 0. The alternative hypothesis states the regression coefficient beta is non-zero. Dependent variable savings, independent variable income. The rejection rule states reject the null hypothesis when the p-value is less than alpha, where alpha is 0.05. The confirmation rule, 0 is in the 95% confidence level. A simple linear regression was conducted to determine whether we can predict one's savings by knowing their income. A statistically significant regression emerged. Beta was equal to 0.905, R2 is equal to 0.822, and the p-value was 0. Thus, the test rejected the null hypothesis. The p-value was less than alpha. View the tabulations and graph adjacent. The third regression test. To predict one's portfolio value by knowing their savings. The following regression was conducted. The null hypothesis states the regression coefficient beta is 0. The alternative hypothesis states the regression coefficient beta is non-zero. The dependent variable stocks, the independent variable savings. The rejection rule states reject the null hypothesis when the p-value is less than alpha and alpha is 0.05. The confirmation rule, 0 is in the 95% confidence interval. A simple linear regression was conducted to determine whether we can predict one's portfolio value by knowing their savings. A statistically significant regression emerged. Beta was equal to 0.284, R squared was equal to 0.074, and the p-value was 0. Thus, the test rejected the null hypothesis. The p-value was less than alpha. Please view the tabulations and graph adjacent. Main takeaways. The exercise of completing these 3 tests have afforded me the opportunity to explore software to derive at conclusions in solving problems and making predictions. The software IBM SPSS statistics can perform complex linear regression. When performing the regression test, it is important to obtain the linear correlation coefficient, the confidence interval, and the R value. 2 examples were significant and 1 was insignificant. This exercise was informative and interesting. Thank you. This concludes my regression test presentation. I would like to thank everyone who took the time to view it. Please feel free to make any comments or critiques. All feedback I encouraged. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you and have a good day.